In this episode of Turf Toe Show, we talk about Brett Hundley taking Defoe's Packers back to glory, Eagles possibly being the best team in the NFL, World Series predictions, and some garbage QBs in the NFL. So,
trash.
Let's go. Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome to another episode of the Turf Toe Show.
Turf Toe Show.
Presented by TurfToeShow.com. My name is Mike Floyd, and not really bandwagoning anybody today. Kind of sad. Ravens once again lost to the Minnesota Vikings, like usual. And I'm just gonna cry. I mean, whatever. But no, I got Mr. Orange Man over here.
Yep, still got rep, man, no matter what.
The Orange Crush.
You can't rep. Take the threes off that jerseys, please.
Man, I got the 30 on.
Nah.
I got the old school 30 on because I got to remember a time when we actually had a good run game.
Back in the day, we used to be good. And we got Glow Man over here.
Yeah, I'm just.
He's not really glowing at the moment.
I'm not. I'm a black hole of sadness.
But you're not as much. You were not as in a black hole as you was last time.
He's a little bit more lively this week than he was last week. You know, he's coming out of his shell.
I'm coming to terms with the fact that I'm looking forward to the next season.
I keep telling him it's that Brett Hundley, rushing touchdown. And his Lambeau leap, got you.
That you know,
thawed the ice a little bit.
He didn't even break 100 yards passing. And then everybody says, "Oh, the Saints defense." Nah, player. The Saints defense.
The Saints defense ain't that good.
It's not.
Bro.
It's just because they've been playing well against turnover-prone teams.
So tell them what we're talking about, man.
What do you mean?
So why are we talking about Brett Hundley?
Well, because obviously Aaron Rodgers isn't there. Obviously, that's the only reason why. Because I haven't heard his name all season.
Who's not there?
Don't start that. Don't start that. Anyways, no, he's not there. Aaron Rodgers hurt. He may come back, but the season's be too far gone anyway. It don't matter. So I guess cheap shots get you into the playoffs apparently. So and then speaking of cheap shots, how a lot of other people were taking hits, legit hits.
Yeah.
This week, and they were not. They were getting flagged, and I didn't know you would get flagged for tackling somebody with the football. How do you get roughing the passer when the quarterback still has the football?
Because it's a quarterback.
Oh, I mean, I guess if you're in the pocket and they hit you too hard, then I guess they can call roughing the passer. But
how do you define too hard though?
I don't know. I mean, quarterbacks nowadays are scrambling and breaking tackles, so you can't just push your foot around. You got to hit them.
Yeah, you got to take them down. You got to put them on the ground.
Yeah, so I mean,
he went 12 for 25.
12 for 25, that's literally half.
50%.
That's 50%.
I mean, it's a little less.
For 87 yards,
one interception,
and a fumble, and mind you, that interception was a game interception. That was a fourth down drive. That was an Aaron Rodgers drive. And had he done well, they'd have been like, you know what? Even though we lost,
yeah, right.
Yeah. But when you throw a pick and you see the highlights of the pick, my man overthrew everybody, and the deepest safety just was like, all right, let me return this punt. That's actually a pass. That's what it looked like. So no, man, I'm not believing in him. I give him more time because we don't have a choice. But
I mean, you got a bye week this week. I mean,
okay.
We're to the mechanics.
Yeah.
I mean, he's been there 3 years. What do you mean mechanics?
Okay, but he's been the backup for 3 years. It's not like he really gets that much practice with the ones in game time situations.
That's
and
a
stuff
timing
like that.
thing. You know the plays. You know what you're doing. You know your receiver's gonna be. It's not like I just don't. I mean, it's the Saints, man. It's not like he was playing Denver or Jacksonville.
Well, but here's the thing though. In that game, didn't Drew Brees throw 2 interceptions? Like on his first couple drives or something like that.
They had some turnovers, yeah. I mean,
there was some chances at the beginning at least for them to kind of keep in the game.
They leaned
and
on the
defense.
Run. They leaned on the run.
The defense was helping them.
He targeted Jordy Nelson one time.
Yeah.
Jordy Nelson one time.
Yeah.
That's unacceptable.
It is. That's one of your big name guys.
Especially, I mean, Randall Cobb got a little love, and Bennett didn't get much love, but. I mean, they relied on the rush game, which understandable because Green Bay hasn't had a rush in a long time. So the rush is balled out. But it's the fact that, I mean, when they started loading the box at the end of the game, and that's when you're supposed to just target those one-on-ones, and that didn't happen.
I mean, y'all are number 6 in the NFC.
Well, you got to. I mean, that ain't saying anything. You got NFC team. There's the only winless team is in the NFC. So I don't know. I'm not really a fan of. NFC looking. I mean, Philly looks good now. You got to watch because Wentz looked good in the beginning before, and then mid-season.
I don't know. He's looking good right now. He's looking real good.
I mean, as long as they stay healthy, man.
Oh yeah.
Before we get to that though, so how do you feel about your chances for the rest of the season if you are going to stick with Brett Hundley?
Well,
Because your backup is Joe Callahan,
Oh, that's a
who got signed with the practice squad.
No, that is not what we're trying to do, my man.
So the games left is Chicago, Baltimore, Pittsburgh, Tampa, Cleveland, Carolina, Minnesota, Detroit.
You know, my thing's loading up right
You
now.
have 4 home games and the rest are away games.
I swear, Apple products never work when you need them to.
Damn, the rest of their season is away games? Like, they got no home games the second half?
They got Detroit, Baltimore, Tampa Bay, and Minnesota at home.
No, okay. I was going to be like, damn, that's
You got to go on schedule. You got to go on the road to Chicago, Pittsburgh, Cleveland, Carolina, Detroit. You'll at least win the Cleveland game.
Yeah, well, I mean, you never know.
You might even win the Baltimore game because Baltimore
Cleveland's defense isn't the problem though.
It's just Sean Kaiser.
It's their passing.
Yeah.
It's only going to get worse now that Joe Thomas is out.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Rest in peace to his tricep.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was not.
I mean, you guys, you might beat the Bears. I mean, I don't see them going 2 games in a row with 2, turnovers for touchdowns.
This man has explained to us week after week that Trubisky is the truth. Look, and now that we're finally accepting it, you still don't believe the gospel of Trubisky?
He got to throw. He
threw 7 passes that entire game. 7.
The gospel of the church of Trubisky has stated.
Though, when your defense, I mean, when you let Cam Newton, that's why I dropped him off my fantasy because Cam is. I mean, did the defense score all their touchdowns?
That's pretty sure, yeah.
I think they scored 2.
The same dude. The same
dude scored 2 touchdowns.
Wasn't it Patrick something?
Yeah,
you got an interception and a fumble recovery?
Yes.
Yeah, the pick six for
that game should have been
3-3.
3-3.
Right.
Which is ridiculous.
But it wasn't because Cam Newton, I don't know what the fuck. Okay, so he goes from beating the Patriots one week to throwing 2 picks. I think he threw 2 picks in that game against the Bears. Mm-hmm. And the fumble and the sack and
it's too hot and cold.
Yeah,
it's too hot and cold. But
he can't keep it on.
No,
I mean I don't really like Cam Newton. I'm just saying stats wise, so that he's not consistent.
He just seems phony to me on a personal level.
He just seems funny.
Oh yeah,
phony. Yeah, man.
All them bitch ass hats and bullshit he be wearing, man.
That part doesn't trip me out. That part doesn't trip me out. It's just when you hear him speak. Even when he tell that shit to that reporter, I was like, yeah, that's him. Yeah, that's him.
Like, how he really is. Kind of cocky. But no, as far as the Packs, man, I think they can survive. The Bears, possibly the Ravens, Steelers, that's a negative. Bucks, I think so. Jameis Winston will lead them to victory because all the interceptions. Even on our secondary, that's not even that good. Browns, it's doable depending on when. If Rodgers would come back this year, if he can come back by that,
I wouldn't rush him back.
I thought he was.
Me personally, I wouldn't rush him back.
I wouldn't rush it.
A broken collarbone. So what happened to Tony Romo?
Oh my gosh, no. My thing is, I feel like it's still not a dead season, depending on if Hundley can get hot. Finally got a rushing game. I feel like that Vikings game, he did better against the Vikings than he did the damn Saints.
That's what I was gonna say. He threw for 157 yards.
Yeah. So I'm like, what are you doing? So it's possible. Although I do think the Lions will still take this division. Okay. For the first time since like '93.
1993.
So, yeah.
So, moving on to divisions. Oh, you had something?
Oh, I was just gonna say, are we saying the NFC or what?
Yeah, we're gonna say the NFC.
Okay, I was just gonna bring up the Eagles.
Yeah.
To, talking about the NFC.
So, a lot of people have been talking about like they're the best team in the NFL by record. Yeah, they are.
Yeah.
Are you guys on the Eagle bandwagon? Not saying like you're, rooting for them the whole thing, but you're saying like, hey, they're actually good this year. Or are they just having to win by happenstance?
They are, I'd say they're actually good this year.
Yeah. They got the receiving core. They got a decent running core. They're hurting linebackers, though. But
yeah.
So that may show later on in the season. But as of now, man, who's really... the only other team that's looking like that high-powered is the LA Rams, but they suspect.
Yeah.
So the only team that they lost to was the Kansas City Chiefs.
They lost by a touchdown.
And this is when Kansas City was actually rolling pretty hard.
Yeah.
And we all seen what happened to them. They just started falling apart.
Yeah.
And so they beat Washington in the first game, 30-17. They beat the Giants 27-24. I think, was that the game that Odell went down, or was that after?
Odell got hurt in the Chargers game.
I think it was the Chargers game.
Okay.
Then they beat the Chargers 26-24, beat Arizona 34-7. Beat Carolina, we were just talking about them, 28-23, and then they beat Washington again, 34-24.
Yep.
And in that game, the top rusher for the Philadelphia Eagles It's Carson Wentz for 63 yards.
Oh my God.
So
maybe that's a little chink in the armor right there. Though. You can't have your quarterback as your top rusher.
Can't. 'Cause that's how they get hurt.
But I mean, they play the 49ers next week.
yeah,
That should be a win. There should be no problems with that. They play the Broncos after that. As much as I want to win, but I don't know. They could probably win that game also. And then they got the Cowboys, Bears, Seahawks, Rams, Giants, Raiders, and Cowboys. I mean, they have. I mean, I would say probably maybe their stiffest competition in that last half of the season there is probably going to be the Seahawks and Rams.
yeah.
I don't see maybe the Raiders, depending on how the Raiders do the rest of the season. They look like they might be coming back on a little bit. But I don't see much competition for them the rest of the season. Like I could see them maybe going 13-3, 14-2.
First round, yep.
The reason I bring this up is because I was listening this morning to First Take, and Max Kellerman, he's a good guy. He likes to throw around the word elite a lot, and they're already calling Carson Wentz an elite quarterback.
No,
he hasn't won. Has he won a playoff game yet?
No.
Okay, so he hasn't played.
This is his second year.
That's what I'm saying. So you're already calling man elite that hasn't won a playoff game yet, hasn't won a Super Bowl yet. Mm-hmm. I mean, to me, throwing elite is like saying like a Aaron Rodgers, the Tom Brady's. I'll even throw Phillip Rivers in that conversation because year after year he performs.
Yeah.
I mean, Carson Wentz is in his second year, but I don't think they should be throwing around elite. Maybe they even said like the team's elite, but we really haven't seen what this team has done. Like they stunk it up last year and then just haven't been doing good this year.
I mean, that team's pretty young.
Yeah,
like there's no one.
I mean,
off
right
the top
now,
of my head, I can't think of like really any big name veterans.
No.
On that team.
Because like when we look at the average of points per game is 28.4. Average yards is 381. So they're fifth in points, they're fifth in yards, they're ninth in pass yards, and they're also fourth in rushing yards.
Yeah.
Because their top rusher went down at the beginning of the season, right? Mm-hmm. I don't remember who that was.
No.
It was a big name guy, and he went down, and it's like
I mean, you gotta let it play out. I mean, you can't say it's early because it has been 7 games now.
Yeah,
we're about halfway through.
Yeah, so you can't say really it's early, but it's too much. You really can't call it right now. It's not no one's that dominant, and the ones that have good records, they still look sus. They are beatable. There's there's not a single team. I mean, any given Sunday, sure, but there's some teams where you're not about more than likely you really have no chance.
Darren Sproles, that's what I was thinking of.
Oh yeah.
Well, if you want to talk about any given Sunday, I guess we'll talk about any given Thursday because the Chiefs should have won that game. They shot themselves in the foot.
Are you mad about the fact that they lost to the Raiders? And that's the reason why they should have lost that game because y'all kind of competing against them.
Okay, let me put this in context. So, as far as the AFC West goes right now,
okay,
and standings, I'm glad that the Raiders were able to beat the Chiefs because it brought the Chiefs down a notch, and it makes everything a little bit closer. But they shot themselves in the foot. How do you have 3 straight plays with triple zeros on the clock because your defense keeps getting called for defensive holding in the end zone?
That's been a problem
in the end zone.
Season.
The game was over. They had that game won. The Chiefs should have won that game 3 times over.
I mean, that's what the first game of the season they played the Patriots. Man, what would happen? They were Tom Brady wasn't even doing that well, and they were still marching down the field for all these passing interference calls. Right. That secondary, Peters is talented. Peters is. They put Peters on Crabtree, even though Crabtree still won the game, which is funny. But he didn't really do that well in numbers because Peters and Crabtree were duking it out.
Right, they kept going.
Which is not what you should do. Which you fell right into that trap that they set for your ass because your ass should have been on Cooper. You should have been on because what happened to Cooper?
210 fucking receiving yards and 2 touchdowns. I only know that because I sat his ass in fucking fantasy.
Yeah, exactly. And that was a breaking point. You knew he was going to bubble eventually, but you didn't think he was going to bubble on the Chiefs.
Yeah.
But
no, I didn't.
When you put man on him, you cannot cover him one-on-one, especially with an undersized corner that keeps falling down. Like every highlight you see is just him catching the ball and the defender looking forward, falling back. Like, what are you doing? Like, I don't know.
And then Marshawn Lynch getting kicked out of the game. Like I thought that was going to affect the Raiders more.
No,
but
he didn't have an effect on the game in the first place.
No, he didn't. But I thought it was either gonna fire up the team or it was gonna bring them down. And I think went the other way. It fired up the team. It fired up the crowd.
I feel
the crowd loved it.
That's one reason why he's still on the team. Because he's the hometown kid. I mean, they're not going to get rid of
that. And I mean, no, you got to respect Lynch, man. You don't load the box against him, he'll eat you up still. I still think he still has it personally.
They just don't use him.
I mean, because they don't.
They really don't need him.
Yeah.
I mean, you got to pick your poison. You got to either let Crabtree and Cooper go off crazy, or you let the running backs. Somebody going on.
Right.
But I mean, I think they didn't really fire them. I think they fired up the crowd, but I think the athletes were like, man, they know him. They know how he acts.
Yeah.
So they probably like,
but
okay.
it didn't even like.
It wasn't even a surprise, really.
It didn't even make sense. So like the way he came running out, like, okay, yeah, it was like a little scrum, little like pushing back and forth on the field because they hit Carr. They weren't happy about that, but he wasn't running out there to help his teammate though.
He was running out there, homie.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that's just how he thinks, man. You got
Yeah.
He's a nice guy. He's a quiet guy, but I feel like he might be one of the hoodest dudes in the entire NFL, secretly. Secret hood.
Man, I don't know, man. There's some guys on the Eagles that are pretty. Yeah. There's some guys on the Dolphins right now, especially if they get some of those guys from the Hurricanes next year. No,
let's hope not. Hope they don't go there. Just hope they don't draft them guys. No, you better send them to LA. Do not let them stay in Florida.
Man, and especially if the Raiders are supposed to go to Vegas too. Man, so let's kind of switch gears. Get out the football scene for a while. The World Series is going on right now, and we got our resident baseball expert here. So
I don't know about expert.
Why should I watch this? Why should I even care?
Well, during my time playing baseball in 6th grade, in the outfield. No, it's playing.
Out there writing rhymes on your glove like Big Crit?
Yeah, I did play baseball in 6th grade, though. But anyway, that was a good game last night, man. I don't know if y'all watched it.
Nope.
No.
Kershaw didn't do that well, though, did he?
Yeah, he did. No, he pitched 7 innings.
Yeah.
I want to say he had 11 strikeouts.
Oh.
He only allowed 1 run, which was a home run in the third or fourth inning, something like that. Yeah, 1 run in the 4th inning, and then he went out. His relief came in and held it down for him. I mean, they won 3-1. It was a pitching duel because the Dodgers didn't hit. They hit 2 home runs. They hit a home run on the very first pitch. Off. I
did see that though.
Yeah, very first pitch home run.
That shit was live. Yeah. I was like, bro.
But the Astros pitcher, I'm trying to blank on his name. Starts with a K. But anyway, the Astros pitcher after that first home run, he settled in.
Like Keuchel?
Yeah, Keuchel. He settled in and got it together and held it down. But they just kept. The Dodgers just kept getting hits. I mean, they hit into a lot of double plays, but then one of their closers or setup guys later on came in and they had his first batter walked. He walked the first batter. Then the next guy came up and got a single, and then the third guy came up and he hit a home run. Well, so that's how they were able to go up 3-1. Or no, it was they had a walk and the next guy hit a home run. So it was a 2-run home run. They went up 3-1, and that's pretty much the game because none of the Astros could get any hits. They couldn't hit at all, and
they may do better tonight though.
Yeah, so we're recording this on Wednesday.
It was hot as shit though.
Yeah, I heard it was 103 degrees, right?
Yeah, 103 degrees at the start of pitch.
So we're recording this on Wednesday, and this will come out on Thursday. So they would already play the second game. Are they playing in LA as well?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, so what are your predictions for this series?
I said Dodgers in 6, but depending on how Verlander does today, because when I was watching some of these shows and listening to some of these broadcasts, they just make it seem like Dodgers are just loaded, like they're just loaded across.
They are. I don't know
across the board.
I don't know if you watched the last game when they played the Cubs. They had a dude, Kike Hernandez. This dude, he's just a random dude. He's not even in the starting lineup. He came in. He hit 3 home runs, one of which being a grand slam. He had the most amazing game of his career. In the playoffs, in the right time. Like and also in that series against the Cubs, Yasiel Puig was coming on, and he's been kind of hit or miss all season, but he's been coming on. So
he's the one that licks the bats and stuff, right?
Yeah, he's Cuban. He's a Cuban guy. They've had some problems with him. Like he's kind of been hit and miss. He went down to they sent him down to the minor leagues. I think sometime this year they sent him down to the minor leagues because he just wasn't doing well, and they brought him back up, and now he's coming on.
Line, right?
Yeah. Well, Verlander pitches tonight, so depending on how that goes, If they lose with Verlander, bro, I'm saying in 5.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Dodgers in 5.
just how they did the Cubs. They did the champs. They did it in 5, bro.
They did.
And the Cubs barely won Game 4.
Right. They probably should have won Game 4.
Yeah, they should have got swept. So if they're that loaded, man, I don't think Houston has a chance. I'll say.
The only reason I want Houston to win is because I want Magic Johnson to have like a really bad day. Like he gets on my nerves. It's just personal. I don't know the man, but I just want to see him just be like,
Yeah.
Nah, he's
like, you think you're better than me because you own all the Starbucks and teams.
Think you're better than me? Because you're Hall of Fame.
Nah, right now I'm saying Houston in 7, but Houston they got to get a road game. They got to get a road game win. They have to. So that's the only way.
So if they win the night, the next 3 games are going to be in Houston.
Right, and that's that they won the home games in that Yankee series.
Yeah.
The only reason that the Yankees won 3 games in a row was because those 3 games were in New York.
And that stadium's kind of weird, isn't it? It's like, I heard like a Yankee home run is not really a home run in another stadium.
Yeah, it's just the way that some stadiums are set up. Like it's shorter, the outfields are shorter, some are longer, the the walls are bigger and shit like that.
The Yankees.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
But yeah, they need to get they need to get some road wins.
Unless they're gonna treat this like they do the NBA Finals and just drag out games for more money. If it's done how it should be done, I say 5 or 6. But if you know how media likes to, I mean, why not make an extra $300 million? You know, so why not?
See, the officiating and stuff like that in baseball is it's completely different. They have control of the game, but they don't have as much control of the game as far as
it ain't gotta be
like calls and stuff like that. I mean, one call isn't going to affect the game in baseball as much as it is in basketball. You know what I mean? Like you can't.
True. Yeah, well, calls don't. I get you can give team points in basketball. You can give them points, but in baseball, I mean, you just gotta talk to the players. Hey, look, we gotta make this go to 7, guys. Everybody want a bonus? All right, let's go to 7. Let's just win this. Or let's win it at home and blow a game.
Yeah.
So talking about blowing games.
Here we go.
Penn State.
Oh my God.
Michigan.
All right. Here's what I'm about to
42-13.
say. All right. Let me get this scroll. Let me scroll over.
Right.
Let me scroll this over real quick. All right. So Michigan did the same exact thing to Penn State last year. Same exact thing. Almost same damn score. So, I knew coming in, I'm like, all right, let's see if this Michigan defense can come in here and maybe just limit my man. Limit Barkley. Just limit him.
Oh, okay.
Like, limit him. First time my man's touched the ball, bro, he ran it for 70 yards and a touchdown. The first time he got the handoff. He ran a simple counter and was gone. And so I was like, okay, they're going to get blown out. I didn't think he was going to have a Heisman day with 3 touchdowns and just straight just run all over Michigan. I knew Michigan's offense wasn't going to do it because Michigan's offense, they want to be too old school. And that's what I can't stand that. I really can't stand that shit. When you look at SEC, Pac-12, they are running. They got big boys running all over the field. Like you have to be conditioned. But for some reason in the Big Ten, they want to just run in between the tackles. They want to just do this old school 1894 type football. And they just want to just pound you. And you can't do that against a team like this. You can't. And so you have O'Corn, bum, Spade, bum. No matter who you put back there right now, they're bums. Michigan can send everybody on their team to defense. The whole defense go to NFL tomorrow. But for some reason, offense just butters. Bama's kind of the same way, secretly. At least with their quarterbacks. Their quarterbacks aren't notoriously that good. Not trying to compare Bama to Michigan, just saying. But in this game, I just looking at it, I just felt like they couldn't do anything. Like, Michigan just couldn't do anything. They were just helpless. They just laid on their backs and got popped and just said, all right, we'll just chalk it up as, he's a really good player and we can just, I don't know.
So is Michigan out of the top 25 now?
They're out of top 25 as they should be. They don't deserve to be there. You can't win. You still got to play Wisconsin and still got to play Ohio State. So you may not even be top 50 at the end of this damn season. And it's bullshit because the defense, I mean, they did what they could. The DBs did the thing. I mean, when the run game gets going, play action gets going, and everything else, it just falls apart. It's up to your offense to try to make that a shootout. Yeah, you're a year away, but you don't act like you've never been to Penn State before. Don't act like you've never played a state college before. I just don't like how we just look like some hoes on a national stadium, in the national like spotlight. You got blasted. Everybody was watching that game because they were looking at Barkley to see if he's really a Heisman.
Yeah.
And Even McSorley, whatever his name, they call him McScorley because he scores so damn much. Like, I think he doesn't need to run as much because they need him. They need him to be healthy, but he's balling. Yeah. Like like James Franklin really has it going, and for the history of that program, what they've been through, and all those sanctions, for them to bounce back this hard, it's great. For real. It's great, and I feel that even if they lose to Ohio State, because I kind of think they will, they will still go to the playoff because one, they got stiffed last year. And I still think they should go to the Big Ten championship. I don't think Michigan should be there. Well, I know Michigan shouldn't be there. I know Wisconsin's going to be there on the West, and in the East, I really think it needs to be Penn State regardless, whether they win this or not. They're not going to lose to Michigan State, and then the rest of their games are just blowout Big Ten games.
Nebraska and Maryland.
Nebraska's a sleeper, but other than that, they have no competition. This is the championship, really. And I think Ohio State will get them though. Personally.
Now, Jim Harbaugh, he's 1-4 against Ohio State. You think if he can beat Ohio State at the end of the year, their last game, you think he'll save his job?
I think his job's safe anyway, to be honest. Really? The way he's recruiting and the way his defense is going, it's just that Penn State's they're just too hot. They're too much.
They are 5-2.
Penn State, huh?
They are 5-2.
Who, Michigan?
Yeah.
Oh, but who have they played? They have played no one. And then their offense has been sputtering all season, and it was sputtering last year. Like they were in games because the defense was scoring. So I don't really. They're still relevant, sort of. They're gonna have a decent bowl game. Yeah. But I mean, Michigan will mess around into playing Georgia in a bowl game. I can still see that because Georgia's not going. Georgia's not going
to roll over.
Yeah, Georgia will roll. I mean, they'll probably want to see that just because they want to see another high-powered offense fight go against a high-powered defense because that defense is still elite. It's just that offense. I mean, it's just like any other defense. If the defense is always out there, they're gonna get tired. Straight up, and the offense is just 1-2-3 punt, 1-2-3 punt. Man, damn, like straight up, like it's just whack. Like get some quarterbacks. Who doesn't want to play quarterback in Michigan? Tom Brady came from Michigan. Why can we not get quarterbacks? We got hella receivers, running backs. When we run the spread, we are a vicious team, but you gotta have a quarterback, and we just can't seem to get that right. So that's all I'm looking at is basically Penn State. They beat Ohio State. They beat Ohio State. They run the table. Period. They don't have to do anything. But even they're gonna lose. I promise you, they will. I have the feeling.
So, the good thing about this game was they didn't get shut out.
I mean, you still got blown out.
But they didn't get shut out. Though.
I mean, okay, what?
The reason
13 points
is because NFL teams who got shut out.
Mm-hmm. So, is a shutout. So what you're saying is a shutout is obviously worse than a blowout because in a blowout you score points.
Yeah, you at least had some type of hope.
No.
Yeah. Because you was like, oh man, we missed a score. Maybe we can make a comeback. You didn't score. You couldn't even get a field goal. So, Jaguars beat the Colts 27-0. We kind of saw that coming. Rams beat the Cardinals 33-0. Carson Palmer did get hurt.
That's why that was
I'll put an asterisk next to that one.
Well,
a little Barry Bonds asterisk.
No, because they have AP who... Maybe the Rams defense really is that legit. Because,
no.
Okay, well, what's the difference between last week with AP and this week with an AP?
All right, they loaded the box.
Okay.
They loaded the box last week. They loaded the box. So you'll make Palmer throw it. Oh, Palmer gets hurt.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, Adrian Peterson only had 21 yards and 11 carries.
But, I mean, they've loaded the box on AP before, and he's still being able to broke runs.
Who did APs run all over? I forgot what team he ran all over. But this Rams defensive line is a lot more stout.
Right.
So that
Aaron Donald, right?
Yeah. But if you load the box on that, I mean, Fitzgerald was there. Fitzgerald's always there.
Oh yeah.
I mean,
but it was Drew Stanton thrown to him.
That's
near the end. Yeah, that's when it went downhill. But if you look at the stats, the ball was spread out. Like Palmer was spreading the ball around, but then when he goes down, it's a wrap. Especially when they're going to just still load the box now, but bring a little bit more pressure. So now Stanton's just going to get eaten alive.
But the real reason I brought this up because your team lost to the Chargers.
Trying to deflect.
21-0. Oh, something was getting deflected, all right.
What happened is y'all lost to one person. That's what happened. Because every touchdown that was scored by the same guy.
Yeah, Travis Benjamin.
Yes. Yeah. In three different ways. A rushing touchdown, a passing touchdown, and a return touchdown, my man.
A punt return.
A return? Yeah.
But a punt return, not just a kick, a punt return.
It's still a return for 6.
He's like, get it right, son.
Get it right. He ran it on us on a punt, not a kickoff.
It was kind of funny, man, because I was at work, so I was listening to the game, right? And I had the radio call. And it was the hometown radio call. And, as soon as he got the ball, he ran, 10 yards. And the announcer was like, oh, this is going to be bad. But I mean, okay. So, at the beginning of the season, the Broncos played the Chargers, and that was a close game. It was a close game in the second half because in the first half, we pulled away. But we let them back in the second half, and only won because we iced a kicker and then we were able to block a field goal for Young Ho Koo, who is not a kicker in the NFL anymore because he can't make kicks, which he should have been in this game and not made some kicks. But, so I mean, look.
Y'all would have still lost.
Not as bad, though. There would have been hope. There would have been hope.
18-0, 21-0.
Okay, but look, I'm looking at the stats right now. So, They had Trevor Siemian went 25 for 35 versus Phillip Rivers 15 for 26. Yards per pass 4.6 versus 5.6. But here's where it gets shitty. 1 interception thrown to no interceptions thrown, and 2 fumbles lost to no fumbles lost versus Broncos and Chargers. So those turnovers, obviously, you can't win the game when you're giving the ball to your team.
Yeah, you can. The Vikings just did it.
Well, so do the Bears, but they're taking it though. They're taking the ball. It's different. They're taking the ball. They're not getting the ball. I don't know how are you fucking words. But I mean, they.
He's frustrated.
I'm frustrated because
y'all couldn't get the rush going though.
Yeah, no, I know. That's why I'm wearing Terrell Davis because I need to remember a time when we had a good rush game. I mean, we had 19 rushing attempts for 3.6 yards per rush.
And 69 yards total.
Versus, the Chargers, they had 26 rushing attempts for 3.1 yards, but they had 80 rushing yards.
Defense did their job.
They had less running backs running too.
That's the thing, though. The Broncos defense will always do their job as best they can. But we can't get any help from the offense.
Why don't you put Brockatron in?
Because he's not going to be that much better.
I mean, he might be better than Simeon. You never know.
I mean, he won. Okay, Simeon won the job 2 years in a row. Brock didn't even want to be a Bronco after the Super Bowl. He said, "Fuck the Broncos. I'm going to Houston. I'm gonna make some money, and then I'm gonna suck." That's what he said. that was his whole mindset. That was his mindset. And it happened. He made a bunch of money, and now he's back with the Broncos, making the league minimum and sitting on the bench, learning from Trevor Siemian.
I'm just saying.
Learning. What are you learning?
If I made that much money from the Houston Texans, finesse him, I'll sit on the bench all day. Not have to get hit.
I'm not knocking him. I'm just saying he's not going to be the answer. Him or Paxton. Him
Lynch
or Paxton Lynch.
Lynch is I like Lynch.
I forgot y'all had Paxton Lynch.
Yeah, well,
he
hurt his shoulder in preseason, so he's been out.
Because wasn't he supposed to have that starting job?
Yeah, well, they did a quarterback competition in training camp and preseason this year, and Trevor Siemian won the job.
Wow. I mean, I think it's just a slump. Defense will keep him around until they can figure out why they're. It relies on the running game, man. Like everything else.
Yeah, but we can't get the running game going, and our offensive line is shaky, and our quarterback is looking a little shaky. I mean, I honestly don't understand what's happened since that Cowboys game. Like, we look like a legit team in the Cowboys game, and then we just like, all right.
You know what was with that Cowboys game though? I think it was the whole fact that everybody was praising all this heap on Ezekiel Elliott and Dak Prescott. That Von Miller and crew was like, no, like not in our house. Right. So not only were the Dallas Cowboys feeling themselves, the Von Miller's like, nah, not today.
Yeah, well, keep it rolling, baby. Come on, man, don't stop, don't stop.
What I'm looking at here is that because I don't think that the Chargers defense is that legit, really.
I don't think it is either.
But I'm looking at all the receivers for that game, and they're mainly running backs.
Mm-hmm.
Like it looks like it was a lot of screens, and screens, man.
They got a new coach too, right? Huh? They got a new coach too, right? They got a whole new offense, if I'm not mistaken.
They got a new coordinator. I don't think they got a new coach.
Is it a new coordinator? Okay.
Yeah, but I'm looking at screens can be vicious. They can be very beneficial, but they can also cost you. And I mean, I'm looking at all these. Like Demaryius Thomas only had 2 receptions. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? And then you got Benny Fowler had 5, so he did his thing. But all these other guys I'm looking at are running backs: Charles, Anderson, Janovich.
Yeah.
Like Derby's their tight end. He had the most receptions. Tight ends keep getting off on Denver, though, man. I don't know what it is.
Well, Derby is that's a Broncos tight end.
Yeah, I'm saying tight ends get like Hunter Henry was balling.
Yeah.
On I don't know what it is about the tight ends on that Denver defense, but they really.
You can't cover him, I guess.
If you ever like if you're in fantasy and your tight end is playing Denver, start his ass. I'm telling you, always.
Yeah, I did.
Always.
Yeah.
Make sure you start Jordan Reed too at all times because he basically brought me back to life in fantasy. Because I was down by like 17 points and he got 26.
So
yeah. Let's shout out to the NFL. It's tough.
And yeah, but so I just want everyone to know, even though Aaron Rodgers isn't playing, he's still the best quarterback in the NFL. Even though he's on the bench, even when he's not even on the field, he's still the best quarterback on any given Sunday. Because who else is there? Brady. Brady looks like Brady, but that's honestly
Tom Brady.
Okay. We're gonna think if you put Brady on any other team. But we'll never know. We can always argue that, but we'll never really know because he ain't going on. He won't be on another team. But that scheme, I want to see what life after Brady. And if it's still the same thing, if that quarterback, whoever comes after Brady, is still balling, then it's going to be the scheme. So you can't really call him the GOAT if he's
he'll still get called the GOAT. He'll definitely still get called the GOAT.
he got 5.
See, everybody does this whole ring thing, man. Like
Why do we think Jordan's the best player? Why do we say that?
Y'all say it because of the rings?
No, not because of the rings.
I don't think it's because of the rings.
I think it's because of the competition that he played against.
Exactly.
But everybody says Bill Russell, but who did Bill Russell really play against?
That was a dynasty. That was just a powerhouse, and it wasn't that many teams. Hell no. I mean, it's still impressive to do that, but and it doesn't mean as much. That was like that era where Jordan played in was one of the greatest.
But I'll say this though, all you Dallas Cowboys fans, y'all ain't won a ring in about 20 years. So
hey, all I'm saying is they just cut off 2 bye weeks. That's all that is.
Ooh, we beat the 49ers. We're back, baby. Really?
Nah, man.
Everybody's beating the 49ers.
Literally.
Everybody.
Yeah, I mean, they blew them out, but it wasn't even like that was even surprising.
Yeah.
So
they're still gonna lose Zeke at some point.
I was gonna bring up Martavius Bryant requesting a trade, but I don't really care about that. I mean,
Yeah, that's dumb. That's really stupid. Like honestly, do your job. You're number 2, number 3, maybe number 2, number 3.
I think he's like number 4 now.
Well, I mean, the thing is, he's still a matchup nightmare.
Well, yeah, technically he's number 2 on the team. Juju Smith-Schuster is number 3, but I mean, Juju's stepping
the
up.
slot. Juju's the slot guy.
But
so
I mean, this isn't basketball. You know, you don't request a trade in the middle of the season in football. You only have 16
Everybody's
games.
doing it.
You only have 16 games to play in general. So what are you gonna do? You're gonna request a trade in the middle of the season, come to a new team, probably sit out that week that you get there.
Yep.
And then end up not knowing the playbook for the entire rest of the season, barely knowing the playbook, and then say your team gets to the playoffs, maybe they don't. Whatever, you're done. You're done. Like at least wait till the offseason when you can get some time. I don't know.
I think that being a number 2, number 3 receiver is okay because they still got to match up against you. Let Brown do his thing. Like just win, man. What's the problem? You're winning. You're getting paid. Like you're on your rookie contract. So I think he wants to shine out.
He wants to shine and he wants the ball.
He wants the ball. I get that. And I get all that, but. I mean, they do target him. He just don't be coming up with it.
What does he got to say off the weed?
That too. I mean, I ain't feeling that, man. I'm more upset about how this weak quarterback scene in the NFL right now.
So, we run out of time. But we got to get to our picks for Week 8. Starting with Miami at Baltimore for Thursday. Who y'all got in this one? Jay Cutler's hurt now. Remember that.
I got Baltimore.
I said I did not put Baltimore down here. I put Baltimore?
Yeah. That's what you texted me, Baltimore.
I did?
I mean, you can change it right now. It's not set in stone.
Yeah, I'm changing that. Miami.
Matt Moore's going to...
Hold on, you really taking Miami?
You going to take Matt Moore?
Moore, bro.
Okay, don't get me wrong. Moore, that's who the team, like the players on the Dolphins wanted to be the quarterback, was Moore.
I got a question. Baltimore has the legit passing defense or rush defense? I thought their passing defense was better.
The passing defense, but J.J. has not done shit all year long. I know this because he's on my fantasy team.
That's about to change, my man.
I hope so, and I hope not.
I'm going to go with Miami, man.
All right.
I'm still keeping Baltimore.
Minnesota at Cleveland. Another bye week for Minnesota.
Yeah.
So
give him a chance to get Stephon Diggs back. Let him wait.
Deshaun Kaiser's now the starter for the Cleveland Browns. Again.
Why did Cleveland not draft Deshaun Watson?
Or Carson Wentz?
Oh,
They passed up on him too.
They passed up on a lot of guys.
Skip Bayless was like, they could even have Dak Prescott. I'm like, like, come on, man.
I mean, okay, here's one thing I hate about that. Hindsight's 2020, bro.
Yeah, it really is.
It doesn't matter who they could have had because there's no way to know.
I mean, look at Brady. He was, what, a 6th-round pick?
Yeah. There's no way to know how these guys are going to pan out. So,
No.
as bad as the Browns suck, I don't want to... Don't blame their missed draft picks like on the reason for them sucking. Because
it's the scheme you come into.
Yeah,
really.
They've changed the scheme like every year.
They do.
Yeah. But...
All right, you got Oakland at Buffalo.
Oakland.
I'm taking Buffalo.
What?
Buffalo's got kind of a stout defense, man.
I like their defense, yeah, but I like
Shady McCoy had 2 rushing touchdowns last week, and
For the first time, touchdowns for the first time.
Yeah.
Like the first time, though.
Yeah.
All season. In week 7.
Yeah.
He had first touchdown.
Yeah, I know.
And you think they're about to go in and beat Oakland?
Yeah.
Who can score at any given position?
I mean,
They
come in, they're going to do something.
battle of the quarterbacks, and Trey Taylor's still a bum. He's still a bum.
I think he's coming on. I don't think he's that much of a bum. I think he's coming on.
Without no Charles Clay, bum.
all right. So I'm taking Oakland. Colts at the Bengals.
Bengals.
Yeah, just Bengals. Chargers at New England. I think it'll be a pretty good game.
This is a good game. I'm saying New England, but Chargers, you have the weapons to beat these corners of New England.
Well, it depends if New England uses the fog machine again. So.
Wait, how the fuck is it always fog? How is that?
They have the weather machine y'all kept telling me about on Facebook. They figured out how to build it.
There's always an asterisk by this team.
Like, how is there literally always fog in New England? Like,
Trubisky playing against Drew Brees in New Orleans. Is the Church of Trubisky going to prevail again? Or is Drew Brees about to throw 500 yards?
It depends. If they can get, if the Chicago defense can get turnovers and Trubisky only has to throw 7 passes.
He's going to throw more. There's no way you're going against New Orleans and you're not throwing the ball.
I'm taking Chicago just because I want to see all my New Orleans friends get mad.
Chicago's gonna win that one, bro, because they're gonna throw it and I think he's gonna do well.
I don't know. I'm riding high on the New Orleans defense, man.
You're like the first person to say that in years. All right.
Wow.
Atlanta and New York Jets.
Atlanta's pissed off. Atlanta's really pissed off.
I'm taking Jets. I think Jets got robbed. I still think they got robbed by the Patriots.
Oh yeah, but
I think Miami robbed them.
You know, I'm picking Atlanta, and I'm kind of iffy on that because I picked Jets the last 2 weeks. But
I'm not iffy on that.
I'm riding with the Jets, baby. That's my sleeper pick of the week.
Jets shouldn't have won last week.
They didn't win last week.
They lost to Miami.
Oh yeah, they're right. That interception thing. Oh yeah, that. Oh yeah, McGowan threw that dumbass out route.
Yep.
No one to. You're right.
Let's see. San Francisco, Philadelphia. It's a bye week for Philly.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's messed up when it's bye weeks for everybody.
Carolina and Tampa Bay.
Tampa.
Because we were just talking about Cam on his wave. I think he's going to be on the peak of this wave again.
He's coming up.
So I think he's going to win that game.
If he wins that game, it's because Winston throws 3 interceptions.
I mean,
so this is pending interceptions.
I think Kuechly's back too. So.
You know what? I might change my pick on this. I might take Tampa because originally I picked Carolina, but I might take Tampa on this game because even with that AC joint that he had injured, he still threw for 3 touchdowns. I mean, he had a pick
against
last week. I don't even know off the top of my head. I mean, they lost, but
all right. While you look that up, Houston at Seattle.
Seattle.
Yeah, I like Deshaun Watson, but I think the defense is going to be too tough. And then plus Russell Wilson, he's just going to go off. I mean, they don't have J.J. Watt in the middle to really stop him.
Bills.
Yeah.
Bills.
Oh, okay.
They lost by 3 points.
With that stout Buffalo defense.
That's right. And those 2 Shady McCoy touchdowns.
Yeah.
Finally. All right.
Finally.
Dallas at Washington. I'm taking Captain Kirk in this one. I'm just hoping that Ezekiel's going to get suspended one of these days.
This is barring the suspension. If he does, then yeah. But without Norman, unless Norman plays, I don't know if Norman's playing.
There's rumors that he might start. He might play, but
if Norman plays, Washington wins that game. But if he doesn't, Dallas.
Because I want to see him. Because I think he'll try to play because Des Bryant. I mean,
you don't want to play Des Bryant wounded.
Man, I think he still wants. He's like, what?
It's a
I
pride
don't care.
thing, yeah.
Then he'll have an excuse why he got beat.
They'll see him later.
Pittsburgh at Detroit.
Pitt.
I think it'll still be a good game, but I'm taking Pittsburgh in this one.
Pitt's defense is coming alive, man.
And the Monday night game. How bad is the Denver Broncos going to get blown out in this game?
They ain't going to get blown out.
Bro, yes.
No, they ain't. I'm telling you, it ain't going to happen. It ain't going to happen. They ain't going to get blown out.
I'm taking Kansas City in that one.
Bro, Kansas City because, bro, there's too many. Okay, all them dope DBs you got, the big boys. Tyreek Hill, bro, come on, man.
I'm telling you, it ain't going to happen. Denver Broncos all day.
We completely ran out of time. We got like 10 seconds, so... No, literally, we only have like 10 seconds. So just, follow us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube at Turtle Show. Top of the key, whenever I feel like putting it up. All the basketball talk. Anything else, guys?
Go Pack.
Go Broncos.
On the bye week.
Till next time.